Welcome to the Prioritize You podcast, your go-to for connection and support in your journey of prioritizing your health in the chaos of motherhood. I'm your host, Brittany, health, fitness, and nutrition coach and mom of 3. I've navigated the depths of postpartum challenges, and through personal experience and 15 years of professional experience as a health and fitness coach, I was able to develop practical systems and frameworks to not only stay afloat, but to thrive physically and mentally. It's called the Prioritize You method. Say farewell to the pressures of perfection and restrictive routines. No more guilt, no more rigid regimens, no more burpees, just a compassionate space where self-love and sustainable practices are the goal. It's time to rediscover your energy, enthusiasm, and confidence as you take on the most kind and gentle journey of prioritizing you. Let's do this. I'm right here with you, promise. Oh my God, hi. Welcome back to the podcast. Welcome back to you. Welcome back to me. It's been a minute. I have been wanting to get back on here on the podcast lately and talk to you guys and share things, but life has just been overwhelming in a lot of different ways. So my bad, but I am here today and I'm very excited to get back into a routine with this because I freaking love the podcast, as you guys know. So today we are going to talk about early morning workouts and why they work for working moms. I think this topic is very important because lately, I feel like just in general lately, like my clients, people I'm talking to at work, my friends, people I come in contact with in general are all noticing that early morning workouts just have a convenience factor to them. And so we're going to talk about why that it works for moms, a couple things that you can do and like how to influence yourself into allowing this to happen. And I'm excited because again, like we need something that's going to be, I don't want to say easy because getting up early in the morning before you go to work out is not necessarily easy, but when you set yourself up for ease, we can make it easy, you know, and this just works. So let's get right into it. As you know, with this podcast, I do not like to draw this out into like an hour-long episode. I like to be quick and to the point. So we're just going to get into it. First thing I want to set this up with is that getting up in the morning and going to the gym before you start your workday is very hard. And there's a lot of factors and logistics that go into this, just like with everything else, right? There are logistics that come into play. So what I want you to think about is how would you first like set this up in your life, right? Like we need to negotiate with our partners to have this established into your week. I would say 3 days a week, like try to get that. Like 2 days a week, yeah, maybe you're going to be a part of the morning routine or, you know, rest or whatever. But I think 3 days per week is like a fair thing to ask. And I think it's important to paint the picture for why, right? Like, why do you need to get up? Like, why are you not going to be a part of morning routine anymore if it would like truly impact that, right? Which likely it would. But I think we really need to paint that picture. So it matters, right? Like this matters that you have time for yourself, that you are moving your body. You get to be a better mom. Like you get to be a better human. You get to feel better. It matters that you get your movement in. And if you're not getting it in right now with trying to make it work in the evenings, trying to fit it in on your lunch breaks or trying to just shove it all in on the weekends, then we need to make a change, right? So another reason why you could kind of fight or like a big part of how I got myself like in the negotiations with my partner to get my morning routine established is I do more evenings and activities, right? So it's like, no, I do more of that. So like, I need you to pick up more of that morning stuff so that I can have some time for me and to get this routine to help me out, right? So the other thing is like, our day is usually always more interrupted than theirs is with kids stuff. If the kids get sick, blah, 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 right? So we really got to showcase for why this makes sense for you and make it a non-negotiable. Like, this is why I'm going to do this, and I am. So, figure it out kind of a thing. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, let's get into why these morning workouts work for working moms. I think that this could really tie into stay-at-home moms or whatever, really for anyone. But I'm specifically talking to moms who are working because I think we just have a lot more of that time crunch sometimes, right? Because it's like we have 8, 9 hours of the day that are like set in stone. This is what we're doing. There's no wiggle room to that. And so, yeah, I don't need to explain. You understand that. So, the first thing that I want to talk about of why this works for working moms is that you get to get up to only yourself and you get to get ready with no distractions and you get to actually pour into you while you're like getting ready and getting ready for your day. I can't tell you how great it has felt for me. 3 days a week, let me kind of back up for a second. 3 days a week, I get up at 4:30 in the morning, and I'm not saying that to brag. I actually hate that, but I'm getting up at 4:30 in the morning so that I can get to work get up, get to the gym, get ready, and work by 7 a.m. So on 3 days a week, I'm leaving my house like by 5 a.m. None of my family is awake, obviously. And I get to get ready. And I spend like 30, 40 minutes like taking a shower, doing my hair, doing my makeup a little bit. And it feels so good. It has honestly been like one of the biggest improvements in my life has been just like getting ready a couple of days a week, like feeling somewhat put together. Like I'm not like getting like super fancy or anything like that, but feeling put together has been a huge boost in my confidence. So I do that on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, sometimes I do still go to the gym and do just like light things or whatever. But I it's different because on Tuesdays and Thursdays I work from home on those days. So, excuse me, for me, I get up, I go to the gym, and then I just come straight home and then get into the morning routine and do all of the things. And so on those days, it's different. I'm not like getting ready at the gym. I'm not taking a shower at the gym. I'm not like doing my whole pour into me in the morning. I'm just getting to the gym, moving my body, come home, getting right to life. And I still need that movement because for me, I'm a chronically ill person. And for me, getting up in the morning and moving and like getting my blood pressure up is a really important step in like taking care of my chronic illness health wise. So maybe that's not going to be the case for everybody to get up and do this every single day. However, I think you just have to like really figure out what days during the week do you want to do this and how would that benefit you to be able to like get up and take care of yourself and not have distractions and not go right into being a mom every single day of your life. You know what I mean? So the next point that I want to talk about is when we have to get up early in the morning. As a mom, you're like project managing your entire life, right? And so when you think about, okay, if I'm going to get up early in the morning before everybody and like leave, there are so many things that you are going to have to do the night before in order to allow yourself to get up and like do all of these things, right? So it kind of forces you to have a really good and well-established evening routine. Now, that's going to look different for every single person, but having it work for you is very important. So figuring out, okay, for me, for example, my evening routine to ensure that I like do get up in the morning and that I have a successful morning routine is having my workout drink mix ready. Like I do that the night before and I just have it ready. It's in the fridge. I can grab it in the morning. I have my coffee maker set to 4:30 so that when I get up in the morning, by the time I even come downstairs, because my alarm goes off at 4:30, when I go downstairs, my coffee is done and ready. I can just pour it in my cup and go. You know what I'm saying? A couple other things that I do is I obviously like have my work bag ready. I have my gym bag ready with my clothes for the next day. I have my gym clothes sat out and like set in a very specific spot on my shelf in my room. So in the morning when I get up, because a lot of times, let's be real, either one or three of my children have come into my room and are sleeping in my bed already, right? So I need to be able to get up, use just the very, very dim light on my phone, grab my clothes, and either just like get dressed right there or grab my clothes and go into the bathroom to get ready, dressed, whatever. So having all of that stuff ready the night before is huge in order to have a very successful next day. Obviously, we know this, and getting up in the morning kind of forces you to do that. So I do think that that's a positive of having an early morning routine, is it just kind of forces you to prep, and preparing sets you up for success, because the next day if you like don't do what you prepared for, you're kind of like, oh, well, that was dumb, right? And it like sets you up to be like, oh, I'm actually going to do it next day, which is lovely. Another thing that I want to talk about, the third point of like why these workouts work, early morning workouts work for working moms, is that it sets the tone for your day, right? It gives you natural endorphins in the morning. Your energy is going to be good. Maybe not right away. First week or two, you're likely going to be exhausted from this. That is normal. But once you kind of reestablish and reset your circadian rhythm, and kind of reset your schedule, you will notice likely an energy shift for the better. If you don't, maybe you're still not getting enough sleep. That would be a whole nother conversation. This is, of course, going to work best if you are a well-rested gal while still getting up in the morning, right? So we're going to bed early, we're getting the rest, we're doing all of the things, and we're setting the tone for our day. It is likely going to force you to make better decisions throughout your day. Not going to say perfect decisions, but maybe just better ones. Maybe you don't normally drink water until later in the afternoon. And you're like, you know what? I'm going to start drinking my water right away because I worked out this morning and I want to like take care of myself, right? It's just kind of like this positive waterfall effect of like good choices throughout your day. All right. Now, topic number 4, or point number 4 that we're going to go over is, if you get up in the morning before life starts, don't check your email, don't check social media, don't check your text messages unless it's like an emergency, obviously, of course. But if you get up early before the world, nothing can come up and deter you from, like, let's say you were going to plan to do a lunch workout and then a meeting gets scheduled. Are you going to work out after work and then something happens? Outside of like your kid vomiting overnight, like there's not a lot that like can come up when you wake up so early in the morning. There's not a lot of things that are going to get in your way outside of your own physical exhaustion and a lack of motivation, right? So if you set yourself up for success with a good evening routine, you are really like encouraging your own mindset to stay positive. There's not a lot of stuff that's going to come up and deter you from hitting that morning workout. And it doesn't have to be long. My workouts in the morning are like 25 minutes sometimes. Usually they're closer to like 35 to 45 minutes, but they do not have to be, right? Like we're getting up and we're making it frickin' work. Okay. And we just don't want to let things get in the way, because especially as a mom, we allow so many things to get in the way of ourselves. We push ourselves down on our to-do list constantly, and this just reduces that from happening, okay? It doesn't completely like take that off it doesn't take that off completely. There's obviously always still a chance, but it reduces it, okay? And that's big. That's big. So, okay, point number 5 is honestly kind of a funny one, but I think it's like so real, okay? If you know, you know, if you get it, you get it. But this point is, when you get up in the morning and you do your early morning workout, this reduces the amount of times that you have to like change into a new outfit in your day. And that is actually a very annoying thing. Like, as a working mom, we don't have time to keep changing our outfits. Are you serious? So if you get up and you change out of your PJs into your work clothes, And then you go from let's say you do a lunch workout and you change from your work clothes into your workout clothes. And then you change back into your work clothes. And then you get home and you change into like a comfortable outfit to be a mom. And then you change later into PJs. Oh my God. That's so annoying, right? Like that's annoying. So anyways, I think of this as like a huge positive is that you don't have to change your clothes as many times in a day. If that's not annoying to you, I guess this maybe isn't, but if you are anything like me, this is a huge positive on this list. So anyways, those are my big positive pieces for early morning workouts. Just a couple things that I was thinking about over the course of the last couple days that I find to be really, really helpful. As far as a couple helpful tips to, again, just like establish this in your life, I don't want to make this episode too long, so I'll try to keep this short, but a couple of helpful tips. If you join the Prioritize You app, of course, I've got to do like a shameless plug. You will have all of your workouts ready and waiting for you every single day, right? There's 3 strength workouts every single week in the app. I focus on progressive overload. There's helpful habits and tips and all of the things in there for you. And then I also have like a library of workouts as well. So if you want to do like mobility, or you want to like throw in a core workout, or if you want to throw in a booty workout or something like that, you are welcome to do that. There's a library of exercises and workouts for you in there. So if you're like, okay, yeah, great, I can get up in the morning, but I don't know what to do, just join the Prioritize You app. You will get all of the answers that you need. The next thing is, again, just like figuring out your evening routine. So the thing that I would say to first start with is like getting your list of things that would support you in the morning. So again, for me, it's laying out my clothes, getting my work bag ready, having my oatmeal. Like I eat oatmeal every single morning. I take that to work with me. Having that oatmeal ready and packed, it's in my bag. Whether or not I'm bringing a lunch that day, I will have that ready. Laying out my clothes, all of those things. Like put that on a list so that you can see what you need to do in order to make your morning happen, right? Because you don't want to be laying in your bed and you don't want to start negotiating because you're like, well, my workout drink mix isn't even ready. Like that would cut, a couple minutes in, like, oh, I'd be late. No, we're not doing that. We're not going to start negotiating. The second you start negotiating, you have already lost. Okay. So write down a list of things that would support you. And then the next thing that I would do for that list is figure out what would stop you from getting your morning routine. Okay. So again, if it's, oh, I don't have my clothes picked out. Okay. Well, don't let that happen. Pick out your clothes, add that to your list. If it's, oh, well, my work bag isn't packed. Okay. Well, make sure that that doesn't happen. Have your work bag packed. Oh, well, my kids are going to be in bed with me in the morning and I don't want them to like me getting dressed. Okay. Don't let that happen. Put your clothes in the bathroom and walk into the bathroom to get dressed. You see what I'm saying? Like, find all the like possible and potential barriers that might get in your way, and then don't let them be barriers. This is not going to be an overnight thing. This is not going to be perfect right away. But if you have a list and a plan to support your list and to support those actions, it is much more likely to actually happen and exist as something that's real in your life. Okay? I hope that this was helpful. Let me know if you guys have any questions or anything else that you want me to make a podcast on, because I would be happy. I'm happy to come up with like ideas and things for myself to make for these episodes, but I would love for them to be helpful for you. So let me know if you have any ideas. Again, I hope that this was helpful, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Thank you so much for tuning into the Prioritize You podcast. If you got something out of this episode, it would mean the world to me if you would screenshot this and share it on your stories, or just share it with a friend. Just imagine if we could all prioritize our needs as moms. I just feel like the world would be a better place if moms were more well taken care of. And if you feel like, oh my God, Brittany, I need support like right now, I get it and I've got you. go to my website and fill out the coaching application, and let's get this process started. All right, I'll see you all on my Instagram between episodes. I'd love to hear from you. So send me a DM and let's chat about how you can start to prioritize you. And maybe I'll just create an episode around any questions that you might have. You can also leave a rating and review on iTunes. It really helps me get this message out there and connect with more moms who are in this same position as us. Thank you again, and I'll see you in the next episode.